All right. Now, the other big thing going on today, obviously, guys, I've talked about this many times, is I'm trying to raise funds via tips to help out with my tax situation. My tax situation is that I need to raise a large amount of money, as much money as possible, in a very short amount of time. I owe the federal government taxes for 2018 in the middle of April. Okay, so I basically got like 2.5 weeks left to raise funds. And it's a daunting task, and I don't know how much I'm going to raise. I mean, just to let you guys know, if I could raise every single bit I owe, it's over $17,000. Realistically, I don't see myself raising over $17,000 in 2.5 weeks. I'm just saying, being a realist here, I don't know, how that would possibly happen. Albeit a miracle, So for me, this marathon stream is an attempt to not only entertain you all day, but also hopefully to get some well-intentioned people to come out and help support me so that I can at least knock off as much of this debt that I have as possible so that I don't have a situation later this year where I can't pay these taxes and I have to sell my house. I don't want to do that. This is a house that I worked my ass off for many years, and I've also worked my ass off for to try to keep for the past several years, despite the fact that a million financial difficulties keep popping themselves up that really have nothing whatsoever to do with me or you. It's just stupid bullshit, like the accountant who did my taxes wrong for 3 straight years and screwed it all up, and then put me into debt for 2.5 years to try to get out of the whole state taxes issue. This is all bullshit. And I love being here. I absolutely love living here. Because this office, number one, in this house allows me to put out the high quality content that I do. If you guys remember, my videos before I moved here were much lower quality. It sounded like I was in a cave, and the visual quality was worse. Everything was worse, okay? Kat and I, Kat's my girlfriend, have lived here for over a year together. We love our life here, and we don't want to lose that. We want to still be here. We want to be able to continue to live here and, have a life together. And what that entails is basically I need to raise as much as possible. What I've been told by my tax guy is raise as many funds as possible. We could put it towards it in April. The more you put towards it, the better chance he can put me on a payment plan that will be manageable and reasonable, and I'll be able to afford it, okay? But I need to knock down a large amount, like thousands and thousands of dollars of this debt, in order to qualify for said payment plan. So that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, that's exactly what I'm trying to do in the next few weeks. Today in particular will be an ample opportunity for those of you who love my content, you love my daily live streams, you love everything I've done over the last 10 years, you want to see me continue to be able to keep doing streams and keep doing on-demand videos. This is a great opportunity today to contribute with tips and help me knock down this issue. All right, so as you guys can see, as usual, we have a stream stats leaderboard at the top of the screen. This will be updated all day long, and will be a running tally. I'm not going to reset it at all. It's going to be going for the entire 12-hour marathon. Top cheerer and top tipper. Also a running tally of tips, because what I'm hoping is by the end of today, we'll have quite a large amount, and that is going to go straight towards the taxes, all right? Now, no, I'm not setting up a tips goal. Reason being, the tips goal is kind of it's not necessarily honest, because like I said, if I could raise $17,000, yeah, that would mean all my taxes are taken care of. That would be the ideal state. It's also incredibly unreasonable. You know what I mean? I don't think that's going to happen. That's insane. But no matter what I raise, it helps. So, that's kind of why I'd rather do a total tips rather than a tips goal, because I think a tips goal is kind of dishonest. In reality, I'm happy for anything that I get. Anything that I get helps towards the knocking down this issue. Okay. So I would also say, please guys, please be understanding of the moderation staff today. I already have mods in here who say they're going to be here all day. It's going to be a very daunting task to moderate today's chat, because you're going to have assholes coming in here constantly to troll with the amount of morons on the internet who just want to be here to tear me down, which, in over 10 years, they still haven't been able to do. Yet they still persist. Even though I persevere, they still persist on a daily basis. So, please be understanding. Please listen to the mods. Again, this is kind of a no-nonsense attitude today. We're here to have fun, not to be dealing with this bullshit. Okay? So, yes, top cheerer, top tipper will make it up to the leaderboard. I'll be running a tally of total tips. And even though I am incredibly grateful for any contributions, if you either cheer, sub, or tip today, I'll give you a shout out during the stream. All right. And by the way, depending on the game, it will determine when I can give you said shout out. You know, Sekiro, Modern Warfare Remastered, etc. A little bit more intense games than, say, Super Mario RPG. So all depending on the game will depend on when I can give you the shout out. But I will give you that shout out as long as you're maintaining positivity and you're not insulting me and the like. Okay. So, all that being said, I'm grateful for everything, all right? However, if you really want to help me out with this whole tips situation for the taxes, obviously that means you need to tip me. Tipping is the best way to contribute via today's marathon stream because it would go straight towards those taxes, all right? There's two ways to contribute in that way. You can either look below the stream and there's a button that says tips jar you can click on, all right? That'll take you straight to my tips page, or you can head over to, you can just type in ! tip into the stream chat, and that'll bring up the PayPal link that you can click. By the way, when you tip me today, you can do it either anonymously to completely hide your identity and prevent drama, or you can leave your name in a message if you do want credit for your contributions, okay? So that being said, if you want to contribute and help out, but not have any chance that someone's going to try to find you and harass you on the internet for it, you can always leave an anonymous tip. I don't even know the people who leave anonymous tips, okay? That's the best way to go about it. Fair enough. Now, I'm going to start up shout-outs in just a moment, but one final thing I want to say. Sadly, we cannot do the pop-up notifications on stream for tips. Reason being, yesterday, basically, trolls figured out a way to abuse the system and do fake tips that still show up on the stream. And we had people doing fake $10,000 tips, no exaggeration. I believe yesterday, by the time the stream was over with Sekiro, we had over 17,000 fake dollars in tips that had been, put up on the stream. And obviously we can't have that. It's going to be too distracting. You have troll messages constantly. So we're not doing it. What I'm going to do long term is I'm going to basically do something different. I'm no longer going to be using Muxy when it comes to these stream notifications. What I'm going to have to do is switch over to something new. And I know there's multiple options. Everyone says use Streamlabs. We'll see. I have to keep my eyes peeled for what options I want to do. And I'm basically going to be doing a new thing shortly. How shortly? I can't promise that because I basically need time to experiment and mess around with something new. And I don't have a lot of free time. As you know, I stream constantly. But I'll do my best. We'll see. In the next couple of weeks, I'm probably going to adopt something new to replace Muxy, because Muxy just doesn't seem sufficient anymore, where people can abuse the system so badly that they can just spam insanely large fake tips to get attention, okay? So there will not be any pop-up notifications for tips today. However, I will be monitoring and giving shout-outs for all legitimate tips today. So if we get significantly large legitimate tips, you will get your credit. I will shout you out. You will get on the leaderboard if you are the top tip of the day. Okay, everybody? So, no worries. We will still have all fun stuff going on. There will still be, notifications. There will still be credit for people contributing. It's going to be like a normal day, except we just won't have that one type of pop-up, and that's perfectly fine. All right? Fair enough? All right. Let's go ahead and get to shout-outs. Let's give some credit to those who have contributed already. First of all, we start with people who contributed overnight when I wasn't even broadcasting. So we have Poopster420, who subscribed for 7 months in a row and said shout out to the best streamer in the world. We got an anonymous cheerer who did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you very much. We have Golden Colts, who did a few cheers overnight, including one where he said good luck with the big marathon. Thank you for that. And that Anonymous gifted a sub to Sabretooth Dinosaur, which is weird because I swear someone just gifted him a sub the other day. But anyway, thanks all of you. Now moving on to those who contributed today. Honk Honkler did a 100-bit cheer and hilariously said I should not overgeneralize when I talk about Sekiro, when in his own cheer he overgeneralizes. The bottom line is, I think Sekiro is a game that's made for those who want the insane hardcore challenge without any kind of option for easiness. When you play Dark Souls, alright, even though the game can be incredibly unfair at times, most people can persevere. I think Sekiro will be the game from Software that breaks people. That there's going to be a ton of people buying it because they liked previous From Software games, and out of the people who buy it, like 20% of the people will ever beat it, because it just seems like that's the kind of game they were going for, and that's fine if that's your cup of tea. But for me personally, I enjoyed playing the Dark Souls games and exploring and seeing the enemy variety. I never really wanted to challenge myself. Oh, I'm doing an all parry run where everything I do I parry. I'm doing a run where I'm a level 1 and I never level up. See, I don't do that kind of shit. I don't find that fun. But for people who love that, I think that's the kind of game Sekiro is designed to be. And this is your game, and that's great. But you have to understand, it definitely is going to polarize the gaming audience. And so when you see someone like me who's a more casual player, not a hardcore player, I don't go back and do crazy challenge runs a million times in Dark Souls, and playing a game like Sekiro and struggling and being frustrated, you're going to understand that's kind of what's going to happen to most people who play this game and aren't the hardcore bunch who are in love with From Software so much. You know, and that's a shame. It is what it is, but, you know, that's just going to be the truth of the matter. So, that's my opinion, okay? And if you disagree, that's fine. You could disagree, and that's okay. But, you know, please don't come on and attack me for my opinions. All right. Kanji Monster cheered. Thank you very much, Kanji Monster, for the cheer. Judicious Echoes did a 2,000-bit cheer and says, lots of flooding in the Midwest still. I'm doing charity work today, so I'm not going to be around for your stream, but I hope it goes well. Really enjoyed the Sekiro videos on YouTube. Let me get Judicious Echoes up here on the leaderboard as the top cheerer of the day. Oops. Thank you very much, Judicious Echoes. I appreciate that. All right, continuing on. Sipper85 is resubbed for 88 months in a row. Thank you very much, Sipper. CJHL1993 did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you, CJ. Vote Democrat cheered. And he says, yes, detractors are coming today. No kidding. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone knew that detractors would be out in force today. We don't need to give them any undue attention. And already, I've already told you, I've curtailed it. If they try to do abuse of the system and fake tips or whatever, it's not going to affect anything because no one's going to see them but me. And I'm going to know what's real and what's not. So no worries. By the way, they've already mass reported this stream falsely for a million different reasons, trying to get it taken down, even though there's nothing wrong with the stream and it violates no terms of service of anything. So, good for them. Congrats on being massive troll idiots. I don't know what else to say. Shout out to Super Flash, who cheered. He says, Phil, I hope you have a positive marathon. Don't rage too much. That is purposely why I've put Sekiro first. So, Upright Rat has done a 400-bit cheer. He says, how's Potion doing? Potion is in storage. So there you go. Penny Rich cheered. He says, good luck with the marathon. Hope it goes well for you. Thank you, Penny Rich. Ace cheered and said, have a good marathon today. I hope that the financial situation is resolved on a positive note. I certainly don't think that any financial situation will be resolved today, but I've certainly hoped that, you know, people will come out and be supportive, and by the end of today, we'll at least have put a dent in some of it. Okay? Frogs playing golf. Basically a known troll. Says, excited to see the stream. And, he says, am I considering doing more overtime before the middle of April? Well, I've already explained my schedule. You know, this next week, I'm going to be balancing Sekiro probably with MLB. And then that week of April, the first week of April, that's leading up to my birthday on April 6th. Yeah, I might do a few extra events and or, you know, extra length streams. We'll see, you know, how late I can run. But pretty much, you know, as long as my streams are, is as long as I can go. My first stream is 4 hours of gameplay, but is over 6 hours of streaming. My second stream is usually 2 hours of gameplay, but almost 3 hours of streaming. So I'm streaming almost, you know, 10 hours, if not 12 hours a day, plus the time to upload those videos, and then I gotta sleep. So, you know, I'm doing as much as I possibly can. It's not like I could magically extend the day or extend even more hours that I could be streaming. I'm doing as much as I can at this point. Washed Frank cheered, ask about Cat. Cat works today. So there's your answer. Cat's going to be at work all day. Play Cool cheered, or excuse me, Play Cool tipped me $1 and says, I recall you first disliked the Dark Souls concept a lot. With time, you may end up liking Sekiro. Give it time and avoid the harder areas. Won't be here for 12 hours, but at least most of them. Currently, I'm farming on Dark Souls 1 low FPS edition on PS3. Yeah. Oh my god, that is the worst edition. That game, it chugs along in certain areas, which is really annoying. See, here's the thing. I think the reason that the very first time I played Dark Souls, I didn't like it was because number one, it really was the first hard difficulty game of the modern era that I had ever played. Number two, I didn't understand any of the game mechanics whatsoever. Like, I had no idea what I was doing. And the game honestly does a very piss poor job of explaining itself. It just expects you to figure shit out or know it already. You know, after multiple playthroughs of Dark Souls, I now appreciate and love that game, even though there's still parts of the game that frustrate the shit out of me. You know, I now like that game a hell of a lot more. Sekiro, I went into it understanding a lot of the mechanics. I mean, yeah, the parry mechanic is new, but as you guys have seen, I could do it. Can I perfect it? No, but I'm doing all right with it. I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue here is just the game design itself is meant to be annoying. Like, here is a giant, annoying section with a ridiculous amount of enemies that you need to, overcome. And yes, I understand that stealth is now a big part of it when stealth was not a big part of Dark Souls. And that is a change, and that is something that I'm trying to adjust to. You guys have seen I've upgraded my stealth skills. I'm trying to sneak around, backstab enemies and the like. But, you know, when you're in a game and you're only in a very early part of the game, and there's a mini-boss who literally, when you hit, probably only deals about 1/30th of his energy bar per hit, and that's what's expected. It's not that you're under-leveled. It's that's the fight. I'm like, Jesus, like, that is just fucking annoying. It's called tedium and annoyance, in my opinion. Some people might love it. Oh, wow. A boss where I get to hack at him for 25 minutes? This is fun. For me, it's like, oh, my God. It's frustrating, dude. So, I don't know. Again, my opinion versus yours. You can have a different opinion than me. That's okay. If you are loving this game so far, good for you. I'm really not. I don't hate it, but at the same time, I'm just being really frustrated by it. So anyway, play cool. First tip of the day, let's get you up on the leaderboard here. Okay. Thank you very much, Play Cool. So let's get the tips updated as well. Okay. Jose Martinez is cheers. How are you doing today? I'm doing good. Like I said, I actually got some extra sleep last night. I had a breakfast this morning. I have an energy drink next to me. I am geared up and ready to go for this marathon event. Hoping for the best. So. Okay. Super Flash cheered. He says, why does America tax you so much? You tell me. Like, I mean, I heard other countries actually have it way worse. But the thing is, other countries get a lot of free shit. So you pay out the ass for taxes, but you have free health care, right? Versus here, I get taxed, and then I have to pay, over $300 a month out of pocket for health care. So, you see what I mean? Like, it's very different than these other countries. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm certainly not a political guy. I don't know how it works other way. You know what they say? The grass is always greener on the other side. So, even though I'm annoyed by taxes and stuff here, it certainly doesn't mean that it's better other places. I have no idea. So, I can't really comment. Hodor Targ just cheered and says, what about a patron goal? I think that platform is under-promoted in your plug since last fundraiser patrons went down, unfortunately. First of all, I don't even know what you're talking about last fundraiser. I didn't do a fundraiser. But, here's the thing. As I become more and more and more stream-oriented, people on Patreon have become less focused on Patreon. And, that's going to happen. People are going to want to come to the format where I'm focused. And if my focus is streams, they want to do contributions via streams. You know what I mean? You're going to get more cheering, subbing, and tipping to get that interaction live on a stream versus, I pledged to Patreon and I get, I get to nominate and vote on games for an event, or, I get to get my question answered on Ask the King. That's not as big of a lustrous thing. You know what I mean? As contributing during the live streams when they see that immediate gratification and interaction and thank you for the contribution. You see what I mean? So, in that regard, I hear you, and I have sought to try to find better ways to integrate my Patreon into stuff, and I have, but some people are still like, you should go do other stuff. It's funny, because the things people constantly tell me to do on Patreon, I can't do. They're things that just aren't viable. But I don't know, you're absolutely right. I completely agree with you. However, I'm always seeking suggestions on, what are things that I could do for patrons. So, hell, If anyone ever has suggestions, I'm open to suggestions. I'd love to hear them. You know, patreon.com/darksidephil is where you can pledge to my Patreon, and you do earn personal rewards for pledging. It's all explained there. But, you know, for today's purposes, I think focusing on the tips is the best way to go. You know, even though Patreon would help, I think people are more focused on getting that instant gratification of a shout out, thank you for the tips, or getting up on the tips leaderboard rather than worrying about patron pledges at this point. Okay. So Knox tipped me $1. He says, it seems like Sekiro just doesn't mesh well with your typical brute force play style. Nothing wrong with playing like that. It just doesn't work well for this particular game. Well, right. I think what you need to do for Sekiro is you need to strategically look out at what's going on, identify the location of enemies and what type they are, strategically come in with stealth and try to stealth kill as many as possible. If you get into a fight against a few of them, all right, now it's time to pull out all the stops. Perfect parries, right, to break their guard. Doing your abilities, like I just unlocked the ability to do that group slash, so you can kind of fight back the minions if there's more than one attacking you or whatever. Yeah, I think you're right. It can't be played much like Dark Souls. It's a very different game. And you see, I'm okay with that, but for me, if you're going to give me a new game and new game mechanics, give me a few hours to learn them and master them. Don't immediately throw me into the fucking hell's fire. And that's exactly what this game does. Within an hour, you're in a town full of enemies. You fight one, 20 more run up to you. It's like, I couldn't even learn anything yet. You know? What do you expect me to fight the fucking zombie for 14 hours? Because it's not much of a challenge. It's not even realistic. That's not even what the real fights are like. The real fights are so chaotic and just full of factors. A guy sniping you from a place you didn't even know he was. And then you get to a boss fight, and the boss has an insane boss pattern. You know, and that's what's frustrating about it. For people who played Dark Souls, or Demon Souls, or Bloodborne, and who liked those games but played it at a more casual pace, this is not the game for you. And that's what I mean when I criticize the game is, I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying it's so different. This will polarize the audience. And I'm one of them, because I'm not the guy who's going to sit here and, you know, master the game within a couple hours. I'll probably play through the entire game and by the end kind of get good. Like, if you remember my Neo playthrough, it wasn't until at least more than halfway through where I even started parrying, and then I was doing really good. And I was parrying bosses and shit, right? But, you know, that's my pace. That's my natural pace when it comes to this kind of thing. I'm not a savant, you know, that immediately I can pick up on everything in the game. And that's not good, because in Sekiro, that's exactly what they expect you to do. So, that's my criticism, but you're right. You know, I don't think the game's bad at all. Like, I'm not saying, oh, this game is a piece of donkey shit. It's, you know, no, I don't think so. I think it's functional. The graphics are good. The controls are, for the most part, responsive, even though, I'll be honest, during the boss fight yesterday, half the time my button wasn't working. You know, I was trying to parry or just block, and I wasn't getting it. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? My button is depressed. Yeah, on my screen, the guy's not reacting. I have to release the button, then push it again to actually get him to block. I don't understand what's up with that. Maybe what it is, there's a mechanic where if you're slightly late, it just never triggers, which is weird, because in Dark Souls, that's not what happens. In Dark Souls, if you try to block and you're too late, he'll block later. You know what I mean? It's like you queue up actions. And I have noticed you do queue up actions in Sekiro with attacks, but maybe not with the blocks. You know, maybe I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. You know, this is a new game. It's very hard to know what's going on in a new game, in a new franchise, you know. Anyway, I know everyone's talking about Sekiro. You realize today's stream is not all about Sekiro. It's only going to be the very first segment, and then we're moving on to many other things. So, I know this is the new hype thing everyone's talking about, but for me, like, I'm excited to play a little bit more of it, but I'm not like, this is the entirety of the stream. You know what I mean? Okay, let's continue on. Liquid Tism has subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much. Tax Guy Larry cheered. He says, tell the detractors to get off your nuts. Good luck with the marathon. Well, thank you, Tax Guy Larry. The Great Zamboni is cheered. He said, you're planning on fighting the hidden Bigfoot boss. It takes place on the space station once you find the hidden ladle of the Flaming Foot clan, a clan of ninjas who worship the Bigfoot. Wow. Sounds like the plot of Sekiro certainly gets interesting further into the game. I guess we'll have to see about that. Luther Gangbanger tipped me $1. All right, and basically asking for someone to be unbanned who yesterday literally outright insulted me on stream. That's their problem, not mine. And if they actually are feeling remorseful for what they did, they should probably come over here and apologize, which they have not done. So there you go. Random Ron here. He says, compared to Neo, how do you feel about the combat in this game? I don't know if it's just me. It feels kind of slow. It is. Neo, out of all these like grueling, difficult games, Neo instantaneously gives you what you want to do. I, on reaction, was parrying everything that bosses and stuff were doing in Neo. In this game, you have to do it slightly early. And I think it's because it has that innate slight input delay that all From Software games have, where you kind of not only need to react, but kind of predict. And this game has the queuing of inputs. Like I said, if you're trying to attack and you get interrupted, but you keep pressing the button, the attack will come out later on. It queues up the input. Neo doesn't do that. Neo is just, what you press happens immediately. If you're interrupted, it's canceled. That's it. So Neo, in my opinion, is a more responsive game and does have the more responsive control scheme. That doesn't mean Sekiro is worse. It just means it's different. Okay? Okay, the country of Egypt tipped me $1. Thank you very much to the country of Egypt for the $1 tip. I appreciate that. Insure for Dessert has subscribed. Thank you, Insure for Dessert. Aircade USA did a 100-bit cheer and says, knocking back a trash can, the cocktail, and ready to rock. This is the first gaming marathon I've ever sat through, so let's rock. Good luck. 12 hours, and we are going to have breaks. Don't worry. The breaks will make it a little bit more manageable, I think. Rubliatonic did a 100-bit cheer. It says, good luck for today. Do you feel well rested? Yes, I do. I actually do feel well rested for today. Hickany. Cheers. Says, why do you care so much about healthcare? You really get sick or go to the doctor. You really don't need it, and Cat seems healthy. Because for me, I'm getting older, and I'm going to be very honest with all of you. You guys have no idea about my true health. I don't talk about it. I don't tell you about health issues that I have and shit. I just, when something happens, I just tough through it. And I know, I have things that eventually I'm going to have to go for healthcare for. And I need health insurance. Let's just put it that way. So, you say, oh, I really get sick. I mean, you're right. But however, I would love to go to the doctor when I get sick, but I can't afford it because healthcare in the United States is so expensive. Not only am I paying over $300 a month for healthcare, if I go to the doctor, I have to pay more money. Oh, you came to the doctor? That's immediately a copay. Oh, I had to prescribe a medication to make you better. That's immediately hundreds of dollars. And it's like, that's the healthcare situation in America. You need to be rich to basically go to the doctor. And I'm not, I'm not. I don't have the money to do it. In the past few years, I had a few times when I'm down and my voice is all screwed up. Going to the doctor would definitely benefit me, and I can't go, So, it sucks. If this were a different situation where healthcare were free, I'd be going. And I'd probably feel a hell of a lot better all the time. But, that's life, I guess. All right, continuing on. Hodor Targ says, I think the unfortunate part of you playing Sekiro, you haven't mastered the virtues of parrying and counterattacks, which is the direct opposite of how you play Dark Souls, where you dodged like crazy. Hopefully you won't drop it after a few failures. I'm gonna do my best. Like I said, it's funny to me because just because I criticize a game doesn't mean I hate it. Just because I got frustrated at a game doesn't mean I'm not gonna keep playing it. And last night, after my second stream of Sekiro, here we go with bullshit. People on the internet saying that I dropped the game. Phil dropped Sekiro today. Did you hear? Well, no, actually, I didn't drop Sekiro at all. You made that up to try to get, some kind of, some kind of drama going. And so everyone on Twitch was talking about how Phil dropped Sekiro. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's the first game I'm playing on the marathon tomorrow. I don't know. Where would you even get these notions from? Right? These crazy notions. I don't understand. But anyway, no, I didn't drop Sekiro. I am going to keep trying to persevere. We'll see how it goes. All right. John C. the third cheer. He says, have you ever played a modded game on stream? I would love to see you play Fire Emblem 9 Maniac mode. The only modded games I've ever played was Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic and, Oblivion. Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Both of those were visual mods to make the games look better on PC. And sadly, one of them I couldn't even continue because the mod stopped working. After playing the game for like 10 hours, the mod just crapped out and stopped working. And I couldn't even get the game to boot anymore. So that playthrough got destroyed. I couldn't even continue it. As for Oblivion, people just got bored of it and didn't really like it. So, moving forward, would I ever do it? Consider doing it? Maybe. But playing PC games with mods isn't a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, it just never has been a big part of my content. I mean, if there ever were, wow, did you hear this is a great mod for this game and your PC should be able to run it or whatever, great. But we'll see, you know, I don't really get a lot of demand for that stuff. So, okay, moving on. The Lightning God cheered and says, stop making excuses. I don't even know what you're talking about. Thanks for the cheer. I got an anonymous $5 tip asking about morning wood or something. Thanks for the $5 tip. I'm not gonna go into detail about your morning wood. Just saying. However, thank you for the tip. If you have issues with morning wood, you should probably seek out medical help. Okay. Okay, continuing on. Continuing on. Oh my god. John C. the Third wants me to give a shout out to Sargon of Akkad. Well, there you go. I don't know who the hell that is, but there you go. Drunk Mike Tyson did a 50-bit cheer. He said, good luck with the taxes, my man. Code Castle cheered. And he says, I can pick up a controller and play any game at a professional level. Your words, homie. Well, if I ever said that, that's completely false. And the truth of the matter is that people should stop taking things that I said years and years and years and years in the past as face value stuff. You know, things change over time. The world is not black and white. If you believe that, you are an incredibly immature person and incredibly unwise. You know, things that I used to say back in the day are insanely stupid. And I've said this repeatedly. Think about all the dumb shit I've said over the years about things like Minecraft and stuff. You know, I was a moron back then saying dumb shit. No, I cannot pick up any controller and play any game at a professional level. And if you actually believe that that's fact, that's just stupidity. Okay? All right. Hold on one second here. Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up my PayPal because I want to confirm that tips are correct and everything for today. And so I need to open this up. Because sometimes the email confirmations don't go through immediately. So having the PayPal open actually is going to help me even more to confirm legit stuff. And having the PayPal open, I absolutely can confirm this is legit. So we got a $1 tip from Super Dragon who says, Phil, one word, Turtles in Time. That game is great to see people play. I did play it. I played it back in the day. Remember, they had a HD release of Turtles in Time. I believe it was on Xbox 360, like Xbox Live. Yeah, I played it. And it's a great game. I love that game. Okay, Code Castiel cheered again. He says, will you ever open a battle arena on Smash Brothers and do 1v1s? No. In fact, I'm pretty much done with Smash. You know, I played it for about a month after its release. I had fun with it. And then I kind of got bored of it. You know, it just becomes to a point where it becomes like high level grinding and stuff, and I'm definitely not a high level player of that whatsoever. So, you know, in that regard, yeah, in that regard, I'm probably never playing it again. And then Code still did another 300-bit cheer and asked the same question. No, I'm not playing Smash again. Okay? Goldie Bluzco did a 200-bit cheer, so let's get this marathon started. Drunk Mike Tyson cheered again. He said, how many push-ups can I do in 2 minutes? Probably more than you. Super Blind Man has subscribed for the 46th month in a row and says, hey, that's a lot of months. How are them sub badges coming? Yeah, we are looking into having the long time sub badges going for people who have been, I believe it's 3 years or more. I don't know if they have a 4-year badge at this point. I know there's a 3-year badge that they added. So I'll have to look into that. But I'll let you know. You know, right now it's not a priority, but I'll definitely let you know. Okay? But thank you, Super Blind Man. 46 months of support is pretty outstanding. Thank you, sir. Hickney just cheered and said, how come you don't branch out and do other stuff like Embrant? I don't even know who the hell that is. So I'm just going to ignore you. North Korea tipped me $6. Says the Supreme Leader is most pleased. So our top tipper is North Korea so far with a $6 tip. Let's get that up on the leaderboard. There we go. And that gets us up to $14 in tips so far. Okay. John C. the Third cheered. He says, can you give a baby Jim Bob a shout out? All right, shout out to Jim Bob. SPB Original did a 100-bit cheer. He says, I hope we make more. I hope you make more than $17,000 today. That would be insane. I just want you guys to understand that might be like unprecedented. I mean, yeah, for a big streamer to make an insane amount of money in one day, you know, that's crazy, but it still happens. For me to make crazy amounts of money in one day is like never gonna happen. Like for me, and I'm not trying to be a naysayer or a negative guy. Like I think positively, I would love it. I mean, it'd be amazing, and it would change my life and blow things away, and things would obviously be awesome. But I'm a realist, and I don't expect that to happen. Okay. All right, A Triz has subscribed for 4 months. Has been here since 2009. Let's have a good stream. Thank you, A Triz. Rio, oh my god, I can't pronounce this name. Ryuinsuiko also tipped me $6. So they tied with North Korea, but sadly, North Korea was first, so they stay up on the leaderboard. They say, in many cases, your pre-streams last for quite a long time. While I appreciate your art slides, I think your face cam being active during pre-stream Q&A would be much more interesting and engaging. Is this something you consider? Maybe, but considering I'm on face cam all day long, it's actually refreshing to be on stream and not be on fucking face cam for a little bit. So I actually prefer to just have the slides go. Frogs playing golf. Cheers. Has ever considered doing unbans for $5? No, because guess what? That's against Twitch terms of service. Drunk Mike Tyson. Cheers. Says, can you do more push-ups for me? I'm not reading your crap. Tony Hawk cheered. Thank you, Tony Hawk, for the cheer. ISD Captain cheered. Says, do you plan on doing this into your 40s, 50s, and 60s? I have no idea. I never planned on doing it at all. And now here I am, 10 years later. So I couldn't predict the future. John C. the third cheers. Says, shout out to Timbo. And Smelly Dong did 100-bit cheers. Says, do you miss them frag girls? I don't even know what that is. What's frag girls? I've never even heard of it. Okay, this is funny. Someone named Kingdom Hearts 3 is bad in the stream chat says, read my name and I'll tip. I just wanted to read it because I thought that was hilarious. He wants me to say Kingdom Hearts 3 is bad. I don't think it's bad. I just don't think it's good. I think it's just kind of meh. And John C. the third just cheered and said, we love you, Hyperior. I don't know who Hyperior is. And they cheered again. Said, shout out to King Kozatov. All right. Let's update the subs. We're up to 504 subs. All right. That's not... What the fuck? That is not 504 subs. All right. 504. There we go. Much better. Whoa. And Murdoch just tipped me $100. Awesome. Thank you very much, Murdoch. $100. And he says, hey, Phil, looking forward to your 12-hour stream. Hope my contribution helps a bit. Indeed it does. You know, a very large and significant contribution from Murdoch. That gets him up on the leaderboard as the top tipper for the day with a $100 tip. Let's go ahead and get Murdoch up there. A very good start for tips with that, Murdoch. Thank you very much. Now we're up to, actually I could take $122 of tips so far today. Thank you, everybody. Very, very nice. Shadow Steve Cheers says, what's your favorite PS4 exclusive so far? Mine's Uncharted 4. Bloodborne. I actually think Bloodborne's my favorite PS4 exclusive. Frogs playing golf. Cheers says, wanted to say one more time, good luck on the stream. And shout out to King Kozatov. And Be The still watches DSP, the guy who introduced me to you. And Tax Guy Larry Cheers says, can we get a T-pose for good luck? All right, fine. You guys want it? You can have your T-pose for good luck. There you go. You got your T-pose. And thank you, Codecast Deal, for a tier 1 sub. And thank you, John C. the third, who is saying Murdoch, Sarga. All right, enough. John C. the third, I'm not going to read this stuff. You should know better. Stop spamming the stream chat. Okay.